All right. So,
Uh,
um, hey, what's up? It's Caesar here with Away TV. Currently we have our guest, Fred. You know, homie. He's out in Afghanistan. He's actually working as doing intelligence for the Taliban out there. Um, yeah, just good guy. Been all around the Middle East, and he's just here to shine some perspective and just kind of tell us what's really going on there from a perspective of a person who's like pretty much just literally like just from there. Um, yeah, man. You want to start off and let me know what's up?
I think ever since the Taliban took over, we've been improving as per security basis. We've been doing a lot, but since the sanctions have been placed, as well as the travel bans on some of the top senior Taliban officials, it has been causing a lot of like preventing the country to progress and make deals with the other countries to further establish Afghan hegemony.
Yeah. So it's kind of like unifying the tribes of Afghanistan or like all the different like peoples of Afghanistan under one central authority or decentralized authority in a way.
Well, it's not really decentralized. It's basically uh, they've come together under one system, under one rule.
Hmm. True. So
Yeah.
I think I find are people kind of I guess at least happy that there is like some like they're kind of like the war in a way is kind of over. Do you feel like the war is over? Is there still fighting, still gunfighting? I know there's some anti-Taliban resistance groups that have like popped up obviously, and um you're talking about
Um,
protests as well, protests. Like how has the civilian like population been reacting to that?
well, I mean, the population, the citizens of Afghanistan,
Yeah.
they are happy. They're happy that the war has ended finally. Like that's what they're happy about. But I mean, some people it's mixed feelings. They talk about having jobs and stuff, but they don't have jobs. They don't have any of that. But
Mm,
they're still happy that there is no war. Their relatives are not being killed
yeah,
in a pointless war.
I feel you. Feel you. Yeah, man. Um, has like day how's day-to-day life like has
Well, I
it
mean, it's pretty normal to be honest. It's not that different. Everyone just goes on by their days. They just live with what they have. It's like an ordinary life to them. I guess the media has exaggerated the day-to-day life of Afghanistan, especially in the capital, where I remember seeing a video of a few women protesting.
mm,
Um, that is not really a daily scene. I guess it happens, you could say, happens once in a blue moon.
true? So sometimes people actually go missing, like get kidnapped.
Well, there has been cases, I can't deny that,
Yeah.
but 8 out of 10, they've always been caught. 8 out of 10. We've
Okay.
always
So
did our
so
best
some
to.
so sometimes like bandits will literally like snatch people and then you guys kind of go and like find them and
Well, see, the past time, the US backed government, when that happened, uh, they wouldn't really care. They wouldn't really use their manpower to help the people. But as individual, as a community, as a society, we are supposed to do that. We are pledged to do that. We are bound by our duties to do that.
okay. Yeah, sure, I feel that. So I guess kind of what the sense I'm getting here is that like I think in the daily like lives, I guess, of people, like there's actual more involvement. Like you guys are a little more involved than like the United States is, or like maybe even like the ANA would have been, or anything like that.
Well,
And, like, yeah,
well, the only reason that the Afghan government lasted for so long was because the dollar kept it strong. Without the dollar, it would have fell, and we
yeah,
saw that.
that's true.
Without U.S. air support, they couldn't fight. We launched an offensive
Actually, I
that
want to talk about the equipment too. Like what equipment have you been seeing? You know, like all the like NATO US equipment, like Humvees, M4s. Like what are like are and as far as like captured equipment, is that being distributed to everybody, or is that only for like like the Golden Division and like the actual like military?
well, I mean, before the capture of the capital city, we've always been armed with AKs and IE mines.
Yeah,
We've been in capture of a lot of armored vehicles, AR-15s, M4s, and rockets, other materials as well.
the spawns too.
Uh, we've also had A&A equipment as well. We've had a surplus of pickup trucks that we've remodeled and made to look as much as a proper army instead of just a militia.
True. So see, I mean, I think in the West, people may not kind of understand like that the like this the intention of the Taliban, which is to like to create a like a state like a Muslim, like just a Muslim like a traditional Muslim state. And everything that all that means, I guess. What I wouldn't say really what, but I think like how do you think they're gonna go about doing that? I remember you explained that your commander, he like didn't really wasn't really technologically savvy. So I guess do you think like the older generation is gonna I guess like having a hard time or not hard time, but like it's gonna like just like learn like the like statecraft and the like the tech stuff like and all that, or do you think it's gonna be kind of like up to like the younger people a little bit later to do that, or the younger people now, like people our age now, even who understand that's it.
I feel like the technological part of the of our country is more dependent on, for say about it relies on a department instead. A department for each category or whatever it is, they handle it. Usually, the
How's that
previous
organized?
government's civil servants, we decided not to replace them, but instead to stay for the time being, keep them employed until we learn how to do these technological stuffs.
Yeah, true. Um, yeah. I don't think what else to really ask.
Did you ask about women's education?
Yeah, sure. Uh, yeah. How actually, that is a big thing. I think a lot of people want to ask. Actually, how do you feel like women's not like women's rights or just like the like the female experience or whatever like in Afghanistan? How do you feel like that's changed? Do you feel like it's getting like better, getting worse? How do they feel? Because I mean, they were protesting. I think in Kandahar like the first day. That's at least what I saw in the news. I don't know if those
Well, I
protests are still
mean,
going on or what.
like I said the last time,
Yeah,
the media has exaggerated it to make it look like it's a daily scene of women's protesting, women's rights are being taken away. I don't think that is an issue. It's like women have just as equal opportunities as men, whatever field it may be. Like we're just working on a place that is safe for women. Like we're just trying to like fix that. Even in schools, we've been working. We've opened schools in a few provinces, as well as universities for women that meet our criteria.
Okay.
To be honest, women's lives haven't really changed that much. It's
True.
the same.
Okay. Now, like, actually, if you could elaborate on them more, that'd be great. I don't know if you have anything more to say, but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we have, to be honest, it's the same thing. They go to the market just as men do. They go to the school just as men do. Just as boys and girls, they do the same thing. We've recently stopped issuing driver's license for women.
And they like
But
what's it called? Like they play together, right? Like in the streets, like they hang out. It's like kind of normal, right?
well, I mean, yeah, if they have a reason, they can go outside. But we strongly recommend them to go with the like relatives instead, like a male relative to be present around them at all times, because you never know, something could happen to the woman.
Yeah.
Like she could get kidnapped, she could get like anything could happen. So like we strongly recommend it. But we haven't really started enforcing it yet. In the near future, we have plans of doing such.
Yeah. Hey, good.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah, because that's important. That's important. Just for the development of a person, you know. So yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like, I mean, as far as like actually like the infrastructure like that was built, like there's like a power plants. Like there's like one that runs on like mainly like diesel or something instead of like actually the. I remember seeing a documentary about it, but anyways, there's like as far as like the country's like infrastructure, like electrical grid, this and that, like what is like the plans for that as far as like infrastructure?
Well,
Because I mean Afghanistan probably has like plenty of like qualified like construction or like whatever. Like is there plans to kind of like upgrade that or something and bring it and bring that forward, or are you guys kind of more focusing on like the like demographic like issues or something, or just kind of like rebuilding after being ruled by like 50 people, or is that just kind of like the thing? Like I don't know.
well, I mean, our main priorities are to like help the lives of the citizens get better, get the economy up and running. Like we have frozen assets that are being taken away by the US and they refuse to give it back to the Afghan people. Like it is their right. It is their money.
So they're freezing bank accounts and like things like that. And like,
I mean, in my opinion, the banking system was completely destroyed, completely broken. Like some banks just like the ATM stopped working, the bank was not giving money anymore, or was giving limited money. Like they had a limit on it. But I mean, in the past 1 year, I've seen ATMs reopen in malls and such. So I feel like everything will come back to normal in about 5 to 10 years. Just my theory. Like, I mean, what's going to happen? Like, you got to recognize the Islamic Emirate.
yeah.
Can't live that long without recognizing us. We're like a central power, regional power in Asia.
True. So I guess the goal really could be Afghanistan, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan being like essential like power in the region in that sort of way. Like would you say, or
I mean, geographically speaking, To the east, we have Pakistan and China. To the north, we have the central former Soviet countries. And to the west, we have Iran. So, I mean, if you think about it, we are kind of in a strategically geographic position.
Yeah, true. I see. Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's hard with Afghanistan sometimes because like a lot of things have already been said. Like already like no, so I'm just we're trying to think of new shit.
Well, I mean, have you asked me about
Yeah.
the terrorist that was drone striked in Afghanistan?
Yeah. Yeah. What about those?
Well, I mean, what the U.S. did was against the Doha Conference agreement that was signed, and there has been no evidence that al-Zawahiri was found in Afghanistan. Like his body has not been found. So I guess to think about it, that they have violated the agreement, the Doha agreement. The U.S. have violated the treaties over and over again.
True.
I find it baseless accusation.
So is that a daily like problem in problem like in like urban cities, or I know definitely in like in the country, but drone strikes and stuff. Are the United States like are they still like conducting strikes even though like you've like pretty much taken over the country? Is like our military acts still kind of like going on, or
I mean, Afghanistan is basically there's always going to be checkpoints and patrolling around the city because it's necessary to keep the peace. Because, like as you said, there are some anti-Taliban groups that have been rising up in very small numbers that are not significant to being like threatening our authority in Afghanistan.
True. And I feel as far as authority goes, which is like to be honest like a big focus of the Taliban, and and I think that's also where a lot of people attack it from too, is like that emphasis on authority. And do you see a Taliban that becomes like less authoritative, or do you see a Taliban that's would need to, well, maybe it doesn't always need to be more, sometimes it could just be level, but like would you see the Taliban that would be like more authoritative and more like authoritarian, I guess?
I mean, if the Taliban do not use their authority to keep the civil peace in order, it could be rise. Like the people could get revolutionary ideas.
Yeah.
In order to crush those ideas, the Taliban must keep their authorities.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a there's a couple like even some anarchist like federations there too. Not based there that I know of. But yeah, that's like I don't know, that's definitely as far as like leftists there, like we're there. I'm not sure like if the right wing is there, if there's any like Afghani neo-Nazis or something like that running around, but
I don't think
I like
that.
Yeah, I don't know, but
nationalism is still very much present in Afghanistan.
sure. Yeah, let's talk about nationalism. How's that I guess that actually funny enough would be kind of like your main opposition like ideologically, ideology wise. Like the traditional Islamic like form of government and stuff, which has been around for like thousands of years. And then like, nationalism, which is something that kind of formed in Europe in like the 1700s. So that's like 300, 400 years old. You know, those two competing ideals, brought by Europeans, like America, whatever, but like brought by West, Europeans to Afghanistan. Um, yeah, as far as like that goes, like that's definitely like a competing thing because like nationalism does give you like that sense of like identity and feeling and that sense of freedom that's just inherent in it. Like I'm from this country, like that's already good. Like kind of just do whatever I want. And I won't like pretend to like understand maybe well I won't say that like I don't understand anything like that but and I would say the funny thing is even in Islam maybe like that's not like not there because there's that sense of unity and brotherhood and like multinationalism actually like people from across like the Muslim world coming together to do stuff and they like have a bunch of different cultures a bunch of different like things but that's the difference I think too with nationalism is that actually represents like one place and one culture and one thing rather than like a pan idea of or of like identity. So I think maybe like Afghani people would kind of want that new thing. They'll be like, yeah, like okay, like I want to Afghanistan. You know what I mean? Like like look at everything we've been through. Even versus like what what like Islam's been through. Um, you know, so I'm
I
not.
feel like
Yeah.
I feel like nationalism is would ruin the country. It would bring down the country because like being being a part of the Islamic faith has no borders. You know what I mean? Like almost all of the Middle East is Muslim. Like you know what I mean, right? Like I feel like nationalism is breaking the Islamic world into pieces, carving it into pieces. I think that um, it'll be the main factor of starting conflicts with other Muslim nations.
Hmm.
As we've seen um, when the Pakistan government had pushed their borders and built fences on Afghan territory, on Afghan soil, which was later destroyed. And some border clashes happened with the Pakistani army, which was later followed by airstrikes by the Pakistan government. I feel like our neighbors are trying to take advantage of the newly government like they used to back then, because they built those fences without the permission of any authority and no one recognized that. But I feel like the Sharia law will be implemented across all Middle East, perhaps even across the world if it could.
And can you break down Sharia law for those who don't understand? It's a very big buzzword and to the point where it's just kind of used like 9/11. Is there a way maybe you can kind of shed some more understanding on that?
I mean, I condemn 9/11. 9/11 was not okay.
Yeah.
I feel like killing innocent people was not okay. But I think Sharia law is basically the law that was implemented almost 1400 ago by the Prophet when he ruled over the Middle East. It's kind of a law that the Prophet has preached and told the people about the basic living of society, living in a society of a Muslim society. You know, like it has placed all the stuff and the restrictions on what to do and what not to do. Basically, think of it as a constitution. That's what it is.
True.
And yeah, think of it like a really big constitution.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I should shed some light on it because I mean, people kind of and I know this is like kind of propagandist and reductionist, but yeah, people do focus on like like oh they'll chop your hand off or something. That's something I was heard growing up, and I mean like that could be true,
I mean,
but
if
it's yeah.
a crime is committed, the punishment.
Let's actually talk about that, like the legal system and how and how that like I mean like versus before versus now and stuff. Like I'm not sure if you guys still like if you guys use like juries and and I know there's obviously a judge. That's just essential to a court, but
well, we use the Sharia court system. Basically, I mean, you can Google it. It's pretty long, but the judge is the judge is the one that makes the decision. So, for example, if someone has kidnapped or stolen something valuable, his ideal punishment would be to amputate one of his hands, but it depends on the victim if he wants the punishment to go on. But if someone has stolen like a loaf of bread or something like really insignificant, they're not gonna get punished. Like probably some jail time and that's about it. Because I don't think it's significant enough to get their hand amputated for like a loaf of bread for like less than $1 worth getting their hand chopped off.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's something definitely to say, to clarify. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And bro. And as far as like I found you in the Can Discord. Shout out to Can. Good ass music. Yeah. So like yeah, bro, like this guy's like fire. We were like, we're like talking, we're getting on. I'm just like, yeah, man, I got an interview. Like this is good. So
yeah.
I want to know maybe actually a little more about you, Fred. Like yeah, like what have you traveled all over the Middle East? You're telling me like what have you what have you seen? Like have you experienced it? And do you find it's like actually like fun? Like you actually enjoy it, or you just kind of like maybe I want to like move on, do something else? Like I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty interesting question. I guess you could say that I don't know. I mean, it's kind of the same for me to be honest. Like if I'm not in Afghanistan, if I'm somewhere else, it's kind of the same thing to me to be honest. Because like there's like legal systems in places, but when you're part of the law, then it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you have the law in your hand, like that's power. That's real power. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're basically like I was gonna ask maybe like differences in food and something, but that's kind of boring. Like so I guess it's like kind of like almost in a way like your first. Well, actually, I'll ask you, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite food?
I guess I have no favorite food, but if you did ask me, I like fried chicken.
Hey. Like chicken wings or like the whole like leg or whatever.
Like a KFC bucket. That's what I like.
Okay, so like yeah, but do you get it like crispy or do you get it grilled?
Crispy.
Crispy. Okay, gang.
Like.
Yeah, I like
crispy. If you're a psychopath, if you want grilled, that's just kind of psychopath.
You don't want no batter, no bread. Like, yeah.
No, nothing, bro. Why do I need bread? I'm just gonna eat it with my hands.
Shit, I'm like this one right now. I had chicken wings last night. They were grilled though. I need to get the crispy wings, but yeah, really.
I mean, I can't find KFC in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
But
yeah, when you're in like Dubai
I mean,
or in Pakistan, they have probably have KFC in Pakistan even if you're in there.
I think they do. But I like sushi as well. Sushi's pretty good. I like sushi.
True. Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't find sushi here.
True.
So I just had to make it myself. Yeah.
Is that actually keep on going, keep on. I kind of want to know, is that a trend, like maybe like people like make like sushi at home there?
Um, no, they don't know what sushi is.
Oh, true.
Why would you?
Gotta bring that
Why would you
knowledge to
ask?
them, gang. Come on.
That's a dumb question, bro. Oh,
I don't
the
know, bro.
that's the dumbest question you guys so far. Bro. That's the dumbest question ever, bro.
All
I don't
right,
know
well,
what to tell you.
I'm like a low key nervous. I don't want to fuck this up type thing. So I'm like, definitely. But yeah,
I mean, yeah.
yeah, man.
I mean, pizza, and New York pizza is pretty big trend here. They like pizza. They regularly eat pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing can beat Pizza Hut. I think Pizza Hut is on top.
Yeah,
You
true.
know what I mean?
So it's
Yeah.
like,
I also enjoy watermelon as well.
yeah, not really bad.
It's a watermelon
Hot
season here.
sunny day in the desert. You know, gotta. How are you getting watermelon though? Do they grow that there? Or like, you guys import that? Like, how do you?
Yeah, they do. They
You can
no,
grow
no, we don't.
watermelon in Afghanistan? Now that's some shit I gotta know.
Like you can grow watermelon, like sweet melon, like everything. I mean, it's a watermelon season now. Like I like to have like when I have my KFC chicken, I like to eat watermelon afterwards. It's really good.
Hey, not bad.
Really good. Trust me, you should try it out.
Yeah, I should. Funny enough, actually, I should. I've never eaten those two things together, but yeah, I need to eat some watermelon for sure. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, shawarma is like, I'll be getting shawarma too, but
shawarma is
not
pretty
really.
good.
Like, what do I usually eat, bro? I usually just eat like, if I have money, I usually just eat like burgers and then like Caribbean food. You know, it's kind
Oh,
of
okay.
like yeah, so like oxtail, ackee and saltfish. You know, obviously
Oh,
like beef patties. That's actually like really common here. Like every other person who's grown up in Toronto, my city, like knows what a beef patty is. Like Jamaican beef
well,
patty.
I've had beef patty before. It's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah, I guess they're fine, but not as good as shawarma.
I don't know. If you put like you know what, they do have that garlic sauce. You put the garlic sauce in the shawarma.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
that's not
garlic
bad.
sauce makes a big
But you
difference.
can. But I've had the patties where they actually open them up and they make like a sandwich and they'll put stuff in it and then they'll put like mayo. If you put like mayo and then like lettuce, cheese. Well, you don't always have to have cheese, but like even this lettuce, tomato, and like mayo, like the beef patty, like that sounds
Yeah,
really good. That sounds really good. So,
yeah, I guess so.
but yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, you gotta eat what you gotta eat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I'm
It's,
trying to. I've been. Do they what?
oh, sorry. Like, is there a lot of are you guys able to like import stuff like as far as like food goes? I keep saying they. Sorry.
Oh,
Like it's like so.
well, I mean, we import stuff from our neighboring countries, but I mean, it's like kind of difficult because economically speaking, like you know what I mean.
Hmm.
But we've been trying to like uh, have our own products. Like you see what Russia has been doing. They've been trying to get their own McDonald's, their own own restaurant brands and stuff. Well, that's what we've been trying to do for the past about 7 months. I guess we've been kind of successful, but not in quality wise.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like you could buy a bag of Doritos, but why don't you buy something like made local, like produced in Afghanistan? Like you help the economy when you buy something produced in Afghanistan instead of buying something that was imported. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, I'm a big fan of Doritos. I love Doritos. Like there's nothing that can convince me to buy something made in Afghanistan. Like, come on. I love my Cheetos and Doritos. You know.
Definitely that. Yo, try all dressed chips, Lay's all dressed. Those are good.
Oh, I've had that once. I think I've had that.
Did you fuck
kinda,
with it?
it's mid. It's not that good.
It-
Like
Oh
I
wow.
think people overrated. People overrated, man. Like come on,
I don't know. For me,
it's not
like
that good.
that's like the best for me. Like that's like that's like a good like go-to flavor. Like if I'm in a store, I'm just like, okay, all dress chips. Like, you know, if I'm
Wait,
thinking about it, also
have you had a California Ghost Reaper?
the ghost pepper, oh, for the Doritos or for
No,
tacos.
like as in a Ghost Reaper, like chili.
Oh, the ghost pepper. No, actually, I think they put it in a sandwich at KFC one time, and I may have had it,
How is
but
it?
that's like a long time ago. It's really spicy. You know, it makes your tongue
Oh,
numb.
it is.
Yeah.
Like does it vibrate your lips? Does your lips
Yeah.
get vibrated?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it gets it. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I've had the raw thing, man. I had the raw thing, bro. It was
You just ate a
not a
straight up.
good experience. Oh, not a good experience. It was not a good experience. Oof, not a good experience.
I
It
couldn't be
was
honest.
very bad.
Yeah.
Very bad. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's get back on the topic.
But yeah,
So
you get through that shit. You get through that shit.
I mean, milk was
Right.
not doing the thing. Milk was not working.
Oh, yeah.
So that was kind of real difficult. I had to eat a lot of bread. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, but as you're saying, I feel you. Yeah. Um, yeah. Back on the topic. Actually, I want to ask a little bit more about Pakistan and their role because, um, as far as like you were saying, like you know, and also Iran, because I think Iran is also like a big like. Who do you think, as far as like your neighbors, like who do you think is going to strike first? Who do you think actually has the most firepower to just kind of like you know, unfortunately, kind of like roll over you like the U.S. maybe has? And who do you think? Yeah, who do you see like the kind of like the next person to kind of like take you know walk in and kind of like you know like you take over or restore this or do
I
like
mean,
this or change it
frankly,
this phase or
um, I don't think anyone would. I don't think anyone can in our neighbors. I don't think anyone could do that.
okay.
Like like look at Pakistan. The
Mm,
last time they went to war was decades ago. You know what I mean? Decades ago. Like they're not experienced like we are. We have the fourth largest military in the world. You know, like most of the equipment that was left by the US, including black Apache helicopters that are now functional. We've made them functional. Okay, you know, we have superior firepower, uh, but I feel like we've had some border clashes with Iran when we first took over, and we were pretty successful. We even gained land in Iran. We
no,
pushed
actually
into Iran.
that's pretty significant. Actually, yeah.
Uh, but later onwards, we had reports from the capital city, so we had to pull out. We had to pull